Let's move on to sci-fi horror. There's a lot that can come under this umbrella, and I'm intrigued and surprised to see what Yutaka's one will be. But let's all go. Let's start with you, Xavier.
You see, there was a couple that I was like, because sci-fi can be like you said, can be like up for interpretation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess correct me, please.
Oh,
but would the cube be considered sci-fi?
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Oh, that's a good pick.
That shit fucked with me so hard because the thought of being confined to a space freaks me out to begin with. And this just like, I remember watching this, I was like, wait a minute, so what, how are these people going to get out of this in the first place? Because there's like a whole mystery. This is like no backstory. This is like, you start off and you're like, you have to go on, and then the way these people die, it fucks with me because you're like, oh, so nobody's safe. Because there's not a strategy. Well, the kind of it. That movie, I remember watching that movie and I remember saying to myself, kill me now. Like, just I don't want to play these games. Like, just chop me up, kill me now, because I'm not playing these games. Because it's just one of those movies where you're like, you feel like, well, damn, there ain't gonna be no happy ending up in here. So it was one that was a movie that really got me as a kid.
Cube is good.
It's really good film.
Fucking it fucks with you because I'm like, again, confined spaces. Nope.
I made my housemate watch The Descent yesterday for the first time, and he's like, them just crawling through that hole. He said that is the most horrifying thing I make him watch all these horror films, but he was like, those girls climbing through that hole was the most horrifying
she's
thing.
Like climbing and it gets smaller and smaller.
And she gets stuck, and she's like, oh. And so I'm talking about confined spaces. Absolutely, the cube.
Like, yeah. Oh, he would hate Cube.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not tight, but it's just like there's nowhere. Oh,
yeah.
I just don't like that.
You can't see outside. It's like, yep,
nothing. Yeah. You could be in the woods somewhere, and it's like you don't even know what the fuck is gonna happen. Oh Lord have mercy. I need freedom, child. I can't be. Anyway,
that's a good pick then. Yutaka.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to switch up the game because I'm telling you, I'm trying to choose new ones.
Oh, y'all want to get
people. Yeah, to get people to see some films like you, George, if you haven't. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Event Horizon.
I was thinking of saying that one, but I changed my mind.
I think it's got Sam Neill, Kathleen Quinlan, I think Jolie Richardson. I mean, the cast is really good, but also what works in this film, I mean, it is hell in space, but it's the soundtrack, and the soundtrack just goes so well with everything. Like, it is meant to creep you the hell out, and also kind of like, it's a huge mind fuck. But then towards the end, it's just a nonstop gore fest, and I love it. I mean, essentially, it's about a space exploration team, and the whole point is they've created a new way to travel among space, where they create like a pocket dimension and they cross through to get to the other side. But what they don't realize is by doing that, they've opened it and they've brought hell. Oh, it's so good. It's so phenomenal. It was, I want to say like 98, so it's still got the decent, good practical effects.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's one of my favorites.
I'm a sucker for a good soundtrack. I remember for me, like the gold is. George? Have you seen Prom Night?
Which I've seen the 2005 remake.
Oh, also okay. Well, I haven't. So okay. Let's switch. So the night. I know Yutaka's probably like you talk.
Hey, Britney Snow icon. Sorry.
She is amazing. Yes. I love her. But I'm talking about the
original.
The soundtrack recently, not too long ago, came out like to stream, like Spotify and all that stuff. I think it's Paul Zara who did the music for that movie. Paul, I think. I don't know. But it was the most, because I love disco.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, when I'm cleaning, I have my broom and I have my underwear on. I feel like my fantasy. So I feel like Donna Summer. But
yes!
It is one of the greatest soundtracks I've ever seen, to the point where it could literally been released by an artist. The whole track would have been like amazing. And it just fits because it's like 80s, prom, dance, Jamie Lee Curtis twirling around. It's so good.
Feel your fantasy with that. That is a good soundtrack, honestly. And George, I can't believe
I die. And all that, like the songs, the titles are like so like fitting for the movie because everybody's getting chopped up, you know.
Mhm.
But it's cute.
It's got one of the best chase scenes back in the day too.
Oh yeah, and when he chops the head off and it rolls down the. Oh my god.
No, it's so good.
Yeah, talk about head. Anyways,
that's so good too.
Yeah.
Go on then, Liam. Give us your sci-fi horror.
I went with Alien.
That's fine.
Wait, Alien or Aliens?
Alien.
Thank you,
Okay.
Ridley Scott rules.
Yeah.
I mean,
good.
I know, like we all know Ridley Scott's a bit of a dick now, but
He was great on that press tour,
as he
telling
is
all the
from where
journalists,
I
"Fuck
live,
you."
I can't exactly not pick him because like he's local. So I've got to be like, well done, local person. You made a very good movie. Which to be fair, it did make a very good movie.
Yeah.
Alien's a fantastic film.
Alien is fantastic. It is the blueprint for so many things that have come since then. And nothing's ever really topped it. So yeah.
That would have been mine, but I wanted to change it up.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Weaver.
Oh, she's
yeah.
She's brilliant. It's such a good film. I love them.
Georgie Porgy Pudding and Pie, what's yours?
Mine is, and Yutaka's gonna hate me because I'm gonna do a bit from it because what? I've got autism.
Hereditary.
No.
I love her. Oh,
yeah, but I don't.
I know.
So this,
Agreed.
if anyone could guess it from this, then you're the girls. If you can't, then F you. And it's, I am actress Mila Jovovich, and I'll be portraying Dr. Abigail Tyler. These events occurred in October 2000. Everything you see in this movie is supported by archive footage. Some of what you're about to see is extremely
an awful
disturbing.
film.
It's the fourth kind, and it's a great film. And anybody who doesn't like it can suck anything. This film, I love it.
Is that why you're still single?
Oh,
Yes.
Well, that and
Lord have mercy.
that amongst a
That in
myriad
his
of-
face.
that and the depression. But my I'm a stickler for Alien. I've been more recently I've been really getting into like alien abduction, sort of one of the greatest fan footage films that doesn't get talked about. And it's on Shudder, is called The McPherson Tape. It's from like the 1980s. It's again one of the very first fan footage films to come out, and it's about a family spending all time. I think it's what is it you have over there? Thanksgiving, and I think it's for Thanksgiving, and basically
you guys don't have that.
yeah, and aliens land quite close by, and it's really, it's so good. But the fourth kind, I love Mila Jovovich. I mean, she made the Resident Evil films. She did what she'd had to do with those films, and she killed it. And she does a great job in this. She's been for a long time. She's like, and she's still up there. It was like my favorite actress for a time. I was obsessed with her, and so I watched this film and I loved it. You know, there's something about aliens, and then and there's a scene where the alien's like, "I'm God," and you're like, "Oh my God!" It's iconic. I made me think like, oh my God, like aliens and God. It gave me an existential crisis for sure. So I like it. A lot of people don't like it.
Fun.
Well, that's true.
And that's my
you
opinion.
do you.
Yeah. So
Exactly. And opinions are like arseholes. Everybody has them. Some of them aren't clean.
George? No. Allegedly. No.
So that's for me. But let's talk psychological now, because some of these, sometimes you don't need jump scares, you don't need blood, you don't need a lot, you just need to mess with our minds. So Xavier, tell me.
No, I'm joking. I just want to piss people off.
That messed with my mind.
It's so good. Oh,
terrible.
I hate when people hate
Awful.
I live for that. I mean, not well. I enjoyed it. But for me, it's like it's a slow burn until the payoff. So it depends. It depends on the night, I guess.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that I can watch like a Deborah Logan where I could, except for that when she's swallowing. But yeah. But it's good. It's a great, yeah. So psychological. Oh, I had a list here, and I was like, okay, because there's so many.
But you can have some honorable mentions if you want. We'll let you.
Okay. Well, so the first one that I had was wait. Okay. I'm going to piss people off by saying this, but this one really got me. Is Mother a psychological? part.
That's my pick.
Because I saw this in the movie theater, and I had never been so shaken by because I had never seen a true psychological, like, you know, where it's like messing with you and all that stuff. I've seen it at home, but watching something like that happen in a big screen, I had to, like, I literally had to stand up a couple times because I was like, the baby, no, I don't like kids, but damn, like, you know, it's like, oh, it's just, and it's also because I consider it a home invasion film, where it's like, don't, like, you're coming into my space, and I don't, even though, I mean, Miss Thing is fabulous, Miss
Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
Pfeiffer.
Michelle
Pfeiffer.
Jennifer Lewis.
One of the Jennifers. Yeah, so when Jennifer Love Hewitt comes to the house, and basically is it's so disturbing when she's like, get out of my house, and they're just fucking up her house and all that stuff. That's the thing. I don't like home invasion and the psychological and the baby and the physical, like it's a movie that'll fuck with you. And if you watch it in the movie theaters, you know that feeling where it's just you are uncomfortable. And you just want to. There were like 3 people that got out and left because they were like, no. I remember one of them saying nope, and she just got up and left. When they split that baby, she was like nope, and she just left. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's nice that we can all meet the 2 people that actually seen the film. So
I was the only person in the theater. The only person.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Oh, so. I mean, I thought it's not a movie that I will watch all the time, but it's a movie that will fuck with me when I'm watching, because it just, I don't like feeling uncomfortable watching a movie. And this is a movie that really got me, because I was like, no, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're not gonna come into my house, all my mahogany and wood and all that stuff. No, thank you. I paid too much money. No, thank you. But I mean, Javier Bardem, it was kind of fine. But anyway,
he's delicious.
That nose, I could sit on it. Yeah. And anyways, back to the movie.
Did you have a couple more, or did you want to run with Mother?
I mean, I also, like, there was this, I'm just gonna mention them, like, I remember watching Dr. Sleep was another one that really got me.
Yeah.
I mean, the bitch is like, the director's cut is like 17 hours, but you know, it's like, it's so good because Rose the Hat, she was so fabulous in that movie, and the way she just fucked with it. It's the kid, it's anytime that kid, when they killed that scene with the kid in the baseball, when they were
that is a rough scene.
That was like, when he ended his acting, he was like, are you gonna kill me? And he's like, and I'm like, what? No, they're gonna tickle you. Of course they're gonna, like, you know, it was just so, the innocence, and then her just sucking the life out of this. Oh, it's so good. And Invisible Man, but that's another one. Fucked with it.
That's a good one.
But that's just me. I just had a tough time because I was like, I don't want to piss people off, but I did anyway.
Well, I'll jump in because mine is Mother. So I thought, just while we're talking about it.
Oh my God, 2 people picked Mother.
I thought
events.
Yeah, I thought I was the only person who liked this film. So it's great to know that somebody else actually had, because I showed this to my parents, and they were like, this is the worst film we have ever seen. They were like, this is so much bullshit, and this is just some guy trying to make, because I was like, it's about this, and he was like, no, they're trying to make it, but they're trying to be pretentious. It's shit. So I was really heartbroken by that.
I will give it that.
Well done, George's parents.
No, I will give it that. Sometimes it can feel a little bit like art house, very you know,
it's extremely on the nose.
Yes, we get it. The Bible and all that stuff. Yes, I've read the Bible. But the thing is, like, when it gets to those moments where it's just like when shit hits the fan and everybody just bouncing and jumping and gyrating up in the house, that shit got me, because I'm like, what? It's an invasion of privacy that I don't. It's the invasion part, and Jennifer sold that shit, because she really so good. Anyway,
and when Kirsten turns up and you're like, bitch, what are you doing in this film? She turns up. I was shocked.
Was snatched.
She got.
I don't know what doctor she went to, but she got some good work done.
Yeah,
she looks very nice and rested, as they would say in Hollywood.
She looks great in there. It was, but yeah. So I really enjoyed it. I say I was the only person. I went to go see it in IMAX, and I was the only person in the theater. So
IMAX?
Yeah, it was in IMAX, and I was the only person. So maybe again,
but Jennifer Coolidge looked great in IMAX.
Jennifer Coolidge. We're talking about Jennifer's.
It takes a minute.
It was Jennifer Holiday. So it was.
I thought it was Jennifer Connelly.
It was Jennifer Jolie. Anyway. But yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that film as well. And again, I can't watch it all the time, but when I watch it, I'm like, this. And
I think that's what makes a good psychological horror. I mean, I feel like a movie that you can't just sit plug in when you're having a good day and you're like, oh, the trees are chirping. Let me sit down and watch Mother.
Yeah,
that's,
like I want to watch Michelle Pfeiffer getting banged on a a washing machine. Like that's
doesn't everyone
exactly. So so I'm gonna agree with that.
The scene from Grease too, we all wanted.
Oh,
what the dude running?
Oh,
with the
wait a minute, I'm turning to a different podcast. Anyway,
sorry, go on then, Yutaka. Tell us your psychological.
Well,
we already know he is.
Yeah, right. I am going to go with the recent one that I had already talked about, and that's Watcher. I thought that was very well done. It is a slow burn, but several things that I loved about it. It fucks with your mind. There's a monologue in that is just so creepy, and it gets under your skin. Subway scene. I'm looking at you, Leah. Yeah. It's unsettling, and it's just a beautiful film. And just to see how it transitions from a bright to just a dull, and that's just to go with the character's emotions. And then the payoff at the end is just so, oh my fucking God. It's twisted. It's great. And Micah Monroe is fabulous. And yes, I'm going to go with that because I've seen it already. It's only been out. Well, we had screeners, but I've seen it 8 times, and it just, that's how much I enjoyed this film. Like it is that
8 times. It's not even really been released.
It came out, I think a week or 2 ago, but since it's come out, I have seen it a couple more times. Like that's included in that total, but it's so good.
It's almost the amount of people that watch Mother.
Yes. And this movie will make you not want to go see a movie by yourself, though.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That backed up all of my thoughts and feelings as an attractive woman.
Of course. A dainty woman, darling. Yes.
Well, I'm just a delicate ginger flower. I couldn't possibly.
Let's head over to the attractive woman and find out her psychological choice.
Whoop.
Oh my God.
It's fine. It was just side boob.
Trying to turn us on.
Picked Get Out.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, I don't think anyone was really expecting Jordan Peele to pull that out of his arse. And he just did something that was so phenomenal. Like, how could it be anything? Like, that is, to me, that is the pinnacle of psychological.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I get
because that penetrates in there.
And so I feel like it's a movie that's going to be like with The Shining, where decades from now, people are still going to be like praising it, you know?
It's always going to be something
so well
in
written.
The culture.
Yeah. It's fabulous. I love that. Oh, the performance. I mean, it was just, and I recently saw The Perfection with the girlfriend. That little heifer knows how to play a certain character. So good. Because I'm like, you nasty bitch. And it's like, oh, it's so good. She played the hell out of that. Everybody was amazing. And so good.
Your reaction was one of my favorite things. I just watched that this morning and I was like, oh my God.
I don't do well with the bugs and the critters. That's why I can't watch Contracted. Because when they were fingering her downstairs and all that stuff, and the thing is coming out. Anyway, let me not turn anybody on. But the point is that it was
George.
Good. Oh, God have mercy. It's great film. Great film.
Yeah, I'm so excited for Nope. Like really excited right now.
Oh my God!
Like they released that second trailer the other day, and I was like, this just looks like it looks so good.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. Well, let's move on to a bit of ha with comedic horror, which I'm not usually a big fan of because I want to go into a horror film and come out like, ready to hang myself. So Zavy, tell me, comedy horror. What's your choice?
Clockwork Orange? No, I'm joking. No. For me, there was a few. I mean, I think. Oh God! Wait, I lost it. It's. Oh God.
Wait, we're turning into that type of podcast.
I know. Oh my God! I had it and I lost it. It's basically. I think it's a British film.
Oh.
It's about this. Oh my God! It's gonna come to me. I'm gonna talk about it. It's about this girl who comes home and she's like on house arrest, and she's not house arrest, but she's housebound.
Yes.
Housebound?
Oh, I think that's Australian.
Yeah. So sorry.
It's so good though. No, I know what you're talking about.
It is not the funny, but it has moments where you're like literally chuckling because it's like it starts off as it's like kind of like, she's stuck home and all that stuff, and she can't, it starts off like kind of like what's that movie where he sees the neighbor killing something? It's like
Rear Window. Oh,
it could be a Rear Window. Could be like a Rear Window where like there's a mystery. What's going on? It's like a ghost situation, and it's like kind of paranormal and all that stuff. And then it turns into like this kind of like friendshipy, emotional comedy where it's still a horror at like driving the movie, but it has so much humor in it that it makes it so enjoyable. And I love a good laugh. Like there's some like Student Bodies is another one that's like 80s.
Yes, the original Scary Movie. I'm sure George live. Yes, George would love it. But it's just one of like those silly that it does not takes itself seriously at all, obviously. And so for me, those movies always like make it for me. Obviously, the scary movies are amazing, but Housebound, I think, it's hilarious, and I'm just so happy Student Bodies got a shout out because that's a great film.
It is literally on crack. Like they made that movie on crack, ecstasy, everything. All the drugs were made when that movie because it's so ridiculous. You're watching this movie and you're like, okay, come on now. But it's one of those movies where you literally have to not take yourself seriously at all. So people who love pretentious, like a Hereditary, that's not. They will be like, get the shit out my face before I punch somebody. But it's really good. Housebound, great movie. And it's still horror. I think it's still like a suspense horror kind of thing. So I live.
Yutaka?
So mine is I just saw it at a film festival, so nobody's seen it. But I'm gonna talk about it because it was actually really great. It's called Sissy.
What's it
Not
called,
you, George. Oh. Sorry. It's an Australian film, so I figured we'd stay in the region. And it's about an influencer, George or Zavid, one of you two.
No.
But her name's called Cecilia, and she does like these mental health videos.
So George.
Yep. And basically, she runs into an old friend who invites her out for her hens weekend. Did I say that right?
Hendu.
Okay.
Hendu.
Who's Hendu? No,
I thought, well, they said weekend in it, so that's why I thought you. Anyways.
Yeah, you go for a Hendu weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
So they go out, and then at this weekend event, Cecilia encounters her old bully. I'm still saying Hens Weekend. That's what they said in the film. Damn it!
Wait a minute.
It's a bachelorette party.
It's a bachelorette. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
And but
that's what the rest of the world calls it.
Yeah. So basically, she goes there, and Cecilia sees that. Oh my God, they're at the house of her old school bully. And so then what happens is it just turns into this whole inventive slasher. Like, is Cecilia really crazy, or is so-and-so killing people? But it's just, the comedy's all there. They do some gross out horror for laughs. And I just love it. But I also enjoyed that it, just kind of makes fun of like, you don't really know somebody, doesn't make fun of it, but you don't really know somebody outside, the square of our Zoom or our YouTube. So I enjoyed the intro. She does her whole like, here's doing this so you're well. And then as soon as she shuts it off, she walks around, and then you see her kitchen's full of pizza boxes and she like sits on the couch like this. I love that humor, and it's really good, and it's also a slasher, and it will be coming out this fall, but
just like a murder, like a mystery kind of thing.
Yeah. And the audience, like, it was another one where the audience was just yelling at the screen, like laughing and cheering, and it was a moment.
Me of like a Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte. Have any of y'all seen this movie?
Oh,
where it's like you don't know who the fuck, like there's somebody's crazy, but you don't know who. Yeah, it's very much that.
Yes.
So I think you might actually like this movie. I think
it's a classic.
It's very much like, you know, a Southern Belle, some shit goes down, and it's like
it's Joan Crawford, isn't it?
No, well, she was supposed to be in it, but it's Betty Davis.
Mm-hmm.
But then
that's it. Yes,
it happened behind the scenes and all that stuff. Yeah. Talk about a fight, but
because it was after the
Ryan Murphy's film came out. I mean, anyway.
Oh well, it's a great. I think that's another mystery, like a murdery kind of whodunit kind of thing. It's psychological a little bit. It's very good. I live. Yeah,
that's a good one. I love it.
It reminded me of it. Moving on. So
Sissy coming out soon. Keep an eye out. Liam, your comment.
I mean, you can probably guess what I'm going with. I'm going with Gremlins. Gremlins is amazing. Gremlins.
You know, I am so slow that my mind was still in psychological, and I was like,
I was too. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, what? What's happening?
But
Gremlins
okay, yes,
is such a psychological film. Like, it really makes you think: are the Gremlins us?
Correct.
Oh, I love Gremlins.
You can't beat Gremlins. You can't beat Gremlins 1. You can't beat Gremlins 2.
Oh, Gremlins 2 is so good.
Amazing. So yeah, like if I'm going to want to rewatch something that is comedic in the horror realm, kind of,
it's a holiday film too, so you could watch
exactly.
it with your family.
It's something for every season.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's right. That
they're all eating well.
Another great comedy.
That's right.
That's very good. Clockwork Orange plays it very well at a christening.
Yeah. Oh my Lord, have mercy. Oh fix it, Jesus.
If I had holy water right now, I'd throw it on you.
Oh my goodness.
So Gremlins is your choice. I like that film. It is good. My mum loves that film. She's always like, let's watch it at Christmas. I'm like, no, let's watch Black Christmas.
I feel like I love your mum.
Wait
Black
a minute.
Christmas, so good.
I'm
not going to say an unpopular opinion here, but the original is great.
It is. I just bought one of the sweaters.
I don't want to, because I didn't watch the newer one.
Oh yeah.
But the 2006 version. Don't wait. Don't do it. I saw this movie in the movie theaters with my grandma. I had a blast. Me and my grandma were laughing and because it was just like so good. I mean, it was the most demented shit I had ever seen in a movie theater by that time. Because I'm like, wait a minute. So he's eating his mama and but at least he put her in the oven. At least he didn't just eat her raw.
Exactly.
You know, so that was nice.
And he used the cookie cutter. It was so nice and festive.
That's right.
And did he season her?
Yes, he put the sugar. And it was like meaty, and it was just like a beef jerky. Oh,
that's okay then.
Oh, Agnes was horrid.
I've seen the 2000s. I haven't seen the new one, but I've seen that one and then the original. Yeah.
What did you think of that one?
I enjoyed it. I just had a good time with it. You know what I mean?
People really hate it. Like, I remember
they did
to a lot of people that I liked that movie, and people were like, "You fat." Never mind.
Queen. I enjoyed it. It's like, say, you know what you're going in. You know that it's just what it is kind of thing, and that's what
because the original is unsettling. The original is truly unsettling. But that remake, they were like, "Oh no, we're gonna show you everything," and they were like, "Yes, they did,
yeah,
because it was twisted."
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was good.
It was great.
Oh, the death with the ice skating thing when he throws.
Oh yeah, and you see some of the.
Oh, anyways, it was so good. Anyways,
it was good. Well, I want to do. I know we're not allowed to, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to one because it's not my main one, but it's the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. Because that ends. Have anyone seen it? No.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
a series.
But is it around the corner from the Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was yeah. It was a cocoon.
Whatever a Dairy Queen is.
No, Dairy,
You guys don't have a Dairy Queen?
You guys don't
no,
have
we
a Dairy
don't have
Queen?
Dairy Queen. I only know of it because
Oh my God, you don't have a hen, do
you? Nasty. Anyway,
back to me. So
Somebody's
it
a
was I just love there's just a scene in the end of that where a child starts attacking adults and then gets absolutely murdered by an adult, and it's just great to see that done. So, and Kristen Bell's great in it. So that's a little shout out.
Kristen Bell.
That was also a very good spoiler. That just killed the entire series if you haven't seen it.
Okay, well, guess what? It's been out for a long time, so that's not my problem. So anyway, moving on to my actual full one. It's Shaun of the Dead, the British zombie film, obviously Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. It's only one of the many horror comedies that I will watch because it's just so great. The comedy in it is hilarious. Obviously, it's got zombies, which make it great, and the cast is just a brilliant cast. And I love that moment when, oh my God, what's the friend called? When she goes out with her husband's leg and starts hitting the zombies, like, I'm coming, and I'm just like, she's a quick. And when she does the act, that would be me. When she's like, okay, let's shake it up, get nice and limber, and she's like. She's an icon.
I think that's what makes that movie work so much is that they play it straight. Like it's a straight up comedy, but they just play it so dead serious. Like it's very like that's what I don't like when people try to be funny and it's just like this is like a serious situation. And that I think that was what makes it even funnier to me, and that's just so ridiculous. And it's a fun movie.
I love it. Oops, just, dart in the neck.
Yeah. and then Queen comes on, Don't Stop Me Now. It's just it's a real great time. So if you haven't seen that, go and watch it.
And I too would go to the Winchester.
Yeah, I would. And also it got a little, I got so excited in Scream 4 when Kirby and Jill are watching it because they've got taste.
And fucking Trevor. Yeah. Oh, anyway, sorry.
Anyway, let's talk then. Let's go on to found footage. I'm intrigued and I'm excited to hear.
I think I mentioned like 6 found footage movies already.
Me too.
For me, this is a movie that I might have or not have been filmed a reaction already. But it is, I don't know, I'm just going to keep it in the catalog for a while because I don't want to have to edit this movie. It's the Poughkeepsie tapes.
George just came, guys.
That film, absolutely.
No, it's dark-sided. Let me tell you something. I was told that it was a dark-sided movie, but I was like, okay, I've seen the Big Deborah and all that stuff, and I've seen that. It's one of those movies where it's like you understand that we're all in hell. Because there is no letting go. It's you feel so bad for these people. There's a scene with the people that they pick up this guy. There's a couple. They're in a car and they pick up this guy and they're like, "Oh, sure, come in. We'll drive you." Fucking idiots. Anyway, it's just the most. It kills your spirits because so you do not see this when you're sad. Don't see it when you're really happy. So at least you can be a little bit sad, but not like depressed when you watch one by the end. It is just, again, another home invasion. It has a home invasion in it where it's like I can't. You got like this is one of those movies.
All right. I need to watch this.
It's dark. Like it's no joke. I remember watching the movie and I was like, I can't. Like, there's no way that I can put this out right now. I need to wait until Halloween because it's so dark. Not during Pride Month. We don't want to see all this during Pride Month. Yeah, like, it's just too dark.
Yeah.
And, oh my
We only do happy during Pride Month.
Yes, of course. Like, a Clockwork Orange. But but it's like
exactly.
Yeah, but this.
Wait, that's like a party at Fire Island, right?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, the glory holes, the holes of glory. Anyways, but yeah, there's scenes with kids. There's scenes with abuse and torture, and it's like a snuff film. It's a snuff film, so it's so like you feel dirty watching it. Like I feel like I shouldn't have been watching this movie. Mm-hmm. Another one of those movies where you feel like you need to like, is this real? Wait a minute. Like very Cannibal Holocaust-ish, where it's like it looks a bit too real for me.
Cannibal Holocaust is something else.
That film did amazing wonders. I would also recommend for you The Last Horror Movie. It's kind of similar to the Poughkeepsie tapes. It's a British film, came out in like 2002, and that's very, very in a similar vein, like just where you're like, oh my god, like what? It's dark-sided,
dark-sided.
I'm so glad that you said the Poughkeepsie tapes because I was like, oh, everyone's going to write the Blair Witch. Yeah.
No. That Poughkeepsie Tapes is not for the, no, it's not for the, like, it's not for somebody who's like, oh my God, I just watched Hocus Pocus. I'm into horror.
Yeah.
Like, no, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Dark.
So I've been attacked.
You need to get your gold badge in horror before you start watching the Poughkeepsie Tapes.
Yeah. No, it's rough. It's rough.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God, amazing. Go on then, Yutaka. What's your, and because he doesn't like this genre very much, but tell us. FF.
It isn't. It's not my faves. But as of recent, hey, we did a top 10 and I had a pretty good list.
Yeah.
And we even agreed on number 4, which was so bizarre. We had Taking of Deborah Logan. Again, I'm old and I'm gonna be basic Asian white bitch and say Blair Witch. And the reason being,
Project,
I saw that. Yes, the Blair Witch Project. I saw that. No, fuck that. Not Book of Shadows. Absolutely not. But I remember seeing this in theaters when it came out. And it was funny because it was just me and my sister and my 2 cousins in an empty theater. And like one of the theater seats had like a trash bag over it. So it looked like it was a dead body, even though it was like a broken seat, but still it was creepy. But either way, seeing this film and then going into it with the whole marketing campaign before the internet, like that, it was solid. Like everyone thought it was real. And I just thought it was very well done. Also, I mean, it really brought back the genre, and I think there was just a lot to be said about it. So I
brought back the genre. It basically created the genre.
Like you said, there were other found footage
couple.
earlier. I just feel like this, and for the longest time, it was like the most profitable indie film, which is funny because I don't think those actors have ever really acted again.
They retired, darling.
They don't need to work again.
I don't think they got the profits though.
No, I don't think so.
But it really was. It was an
effective film. But it's fun to say you were in the Blair Witch Project. Get you invited to all the dinners, I'm sure.
Shoot, I remember she was in all the Steak and Shake commercials.
That's right.
Bless Heather's stove. Yeah, no, I mean that film is iconic. It really is. You can't say anything else.
But if I'm going to give a shout out, it'd be VHS 94 because we all hail Ratma in this house.
Yeah, Seals movies.
VHS movies, apart from Viral, are amazing.
Yeah, just don't see Viral. And then the other ones.
Which one is that? Like 3? How many are there?
4.
There's 4. Oh shit.
One, well, VHS, VHS 2, VHS Viral, and then VHS 94.
So okay. So I mean, I'm gonna have to react to Viral eventually, but okay. Oh,
you don't have to watch them in any order. That's what's great. They're not. Okay. Yeah, they're all separate stories across the board, and that's what's great.
Gotcha. All right.
So you can do you, hun.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, Liam, what's your found footage moment?
So I'm like you tired, my found footage.
From carrying all that beauty.
I have it. Yeah. It's a very heavy on my shoulders.
Right.
No, I've hay fever. Itching.
Well, maybe you should get rid of the plant behind you.
I was like, you can't see me. I was like, you can't see me. Oh shit! Yeah, I've got a.
Anyways, done.
Oh, yeah, I don't like found footage.
Why don't you like?
Some people have no taste.
It's the shaky camera shy.
Gotcha.
I just don't have time. Like, just show us what's happening. I don't. Like,
okay. All right.
But we did recently.
Drink every time Liam says by the way. Sorry.
Oh my lord.
Finally, George was able to attack me for something.
During Pride Month.
So yeah, we recently watched Curse of Aurora.
Yes.
I did enjoy that. I did enjoy it. It was one of the only found footage horrors that I've watched, and
it had a good story. So, and the cast, like the whole the story. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was strong. But my pick is actually Cloverfield.
You're a cunt.
It began with the C as well.
Wait a minute, you don't like Shake and you watch and you love Cloverfield? That movie looks like Katharine Hepburn was recorded that movie. I was like, it's just it's a lot.
I just like Cloverfield.
No,
I
it's
think
great.
weird.
No, it's great.
It's
but when you
great.
say the shaky, I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
I
Anyway,
mean, it gives us a headache, but I enjoy it.
it's great. I
it's
love
one
that
of the
movie.
best films. Like I love Cloverfield as well.
Yeah.
It's the subway scene for me. Like,
How dare they do that to Lizzie Kaplan?
oh, I know why. Poor
That's
Lizzie
one of those movies where I
Kaplan.
wish I could have been like behind the scenes to see how that movie was made. Because it looks like so intense. I don't know. It just looks like so much fun to make. I don't know.
Yeah,
It looked fun. Yeah. I still have yet to see the part 2.
Cloverfield Lane.
Is it? That's right. That's
there's
right.
3.
Yeah, there's 3.
There's 3?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Third one was
and
shit.
the
Cloverfield
Cloverfield.
So is it like
Paris.
from everybody's perspective?
No,
Like all the
no,
movies?
they're completely different. They're in the same universe, but different stories.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But 10 Cloverfield Lane was a solid, like
That would have been pretty clever though if they would have if each part would have been from somebody's different perspective or something.
In the
That
town,
would
in
have
the
been cute.
city.
I wouldn't have minded that.
JJ
Yeah,
No, I
could
would have
never.
enjoyed that. I know, but I didn't mind Cloverfield Paradox. I didn't think it was awful.
It was the weakest of the 3, but
It was the weakest of the 3, but it's still watchable.
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Okay.
All right.
But this is so difficult for me because I just love this genre. So to try and like find one,
I know that's why you put it on here.
Nope.
Excuse me, it's a very popular subgenre. Just because you two don't like it,
Ladies.
honest to God.
Right.
But obviously, I mean, the Blair Witch Project is absolute legend. I mean, Mary Brown, she is the queen of hearts in that film, and obviously Hell House, I love so much. But I wanted to be different as well,
Oh,
so I am being different.
she's brave.
And this
She's
is a
not
film.
like most girls.
No, she's not. This was a film that I think we did mention in our top 10. It's a film called Exhibit A. It's really it's on Amazon Prime. I think it's like 25p. It's so good and so disturbing because this film is just about a young girl who gets a camera for Christmas, and it just shows real life. And when I tell you there is nothing more horrifying than how that film ends, like there is no scary ghost girls, there is no demons. It's just
George with his shirt off.
just me and like absolutely
Horrifying.
No.
Excuse me, you don't want people to start jerking off while watching the yeah.
Let's just say this girl gets a camera. Also, gay rights because she fancies the girl next door and she keeps spying on her with the camera. Yeah. And her dad is due to get a promotion, and so her mum goes and puts a deposit on a brand new sexy house. And it's really about family life and money problems, and the ending. It made me feel sick. Like the way it ends, you're just like, oh my God, because it's just so real. And you're like, I can't even talk about it. Just watch it. It's honestly,
all right.
2007 again, a great year for horror that time. But
Exhibit A.
This thing is booked tonight, honey. Well,
should be up to 4 a.m., but she normally is. So yeah, no, but you are.
Me?
She's a lady of the night.
That's true. Like I get no sleep.
Yeah, she does.
These people are like, "Why are you still texting us?" I'm like, "Cause I'm up." What are you doing? I'm watching movies.
Yeah, I'm
like we're waking up for work and we're getting messages from him. I've done all of these things while you've been asleep. Like you take out, it's fucking 4 a.m. Go to sleep.
I'd be going to bed. I mean, I'd be going to bed when all the hookers are coming back home, honey. Like I live. Yeah. I don't know. I find myself more energy at night, like when everybody's asleep.
Yeah.
I feel like Selena late at night when all the world is sleeping. Anyways. Yeah.
But yeah, so I would honestly recommend Exhibit A. I don't think it's talked about enough in the genre. And again, maybe because
I'm curious.
Honestly, it's a nice short film as well. Again, I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes or something. So
okay, all right.
We love that.
I do love a good short, slim film.
That's right.
We love an in and out moment. So let's talk then.
Yes, we
talk
do.
about in and out. Let's talk about queer horror. Is there a horror film? Xavier, any horror films to you? What is it?
This is like a 2-for-1 because this is like a classic. And it's like the first horror movie that I actually saw. It's Psycho. And I remember there was a scene. I'm sure everybody has seen Psycho. If you have not seen Psycho and you're listening to this podcast, homophobe. Anyways.
Wait, George.
Oh,
yes, I've seen Psycho. Jesus.
Liam.
Yeah, of course I've seen Psycho.
I'm just making sure.
That's right. But the thing, there's a scene.
I've only seen the remake. I'm joking.
Oh.
I'm about to join the Westboro Baptist Church. Because this ain't right. Oh no. Anyways, wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So there's a scene with Sam Loomis and Norman Bates when the sister goes up to the house and she's trying to find the fucking sister. She's like, she's gone. You know, where's the money and all that stuff. And there's this quick interaction where Sam Loomis is like walking into his office and he's like kind of stops him. They're like this close to each other. I remember feeling some type of ways because there was like this look that he gave him where it was just like, oh, like I don't know. It was so quick, but it was
Vince
just like
Vaughn was hot back in the day.
Who? Who was hot? Oh, I'm about to beat. Anyways, I wish Seymour was talking right now. Anyways, but but the point is, it's like one of those movies where it's like you're the same, even though it's not a horror, but the same with Rope. It is so gay. And like the faggotry is beyond. Like you're watching this movie, I'm like, wait a minute. Like it takes a really heterosexual person to be like, they're just friends, right? And it's like, no, ma'am. Like no. He's seen his insides. Like there is something here more to that, you know, and it's like that's the same with Psycho. And it's like obviously for the time, especially that wouldn't be politically correct now, the whole, you know, trans, you know, she's trans or whatever. But it's just, I feel like with Anthony Perkins, obviously, you know, and he was so handsome and he was just like so.
He was.
And the relationship with his mother, I think a lot of gay boys can relate. And it's like it's a very interesting film. And I just think Norman Bates, I just think Alfred Hitchcock knew exactly what he was doing, but he couldn't say it out loud back in the day with Rope and Psycho. I think it's one of those movies that if you're queer, gay, you watch it and you're like, like there must be a glory hole in one of these motel rooms. Like there's something in right here, but it's really good. I love Psycho. I could watch the movie all the time. It's so good.
It's so good. Love it.
Yeah.
Yutaka?
I hate saying things y'all haven't seen, but there's a lot of queer horror coming out, by the way.
Lord have mercy.
There is. There's like really queer horror. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, because it's hitting in the festival circuit right now, and it's called, get this, Swallowed.
George? Oh, no.
My autobiography.
Oh,
and this is slightly also a body queer horror film.
Ooh.
And it's actually it would make any audience kind of, even like all the gays in the audience were like, oh, this is unsettling. That's why it was good. So the premise is basically somebody is moving, two friends. One is moving across the country to go kind of basically be a fuck boy or like an online porn star. Nothing wrong with that. Sex work is real work. And so he's going to do that. And so his friend wants to send him off with money. But in order to do that, they kind of have to do one thing. And that's basically a drug run. And they have to, part of it is they swallow what is drugs, which really isn't drugs. And so they are carrying stuff. And it's just, oof. And it's also kind of a sweet love story between these two who have like unrequited love. And then you have what is probably one of in most recent cinema, campiest gay queer man as the villain. And if you know the name Mark Patton, okay, no.
Wait. Mark Patton. Wait, where is he? What is he in? Wait.
Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Oh, right.
He plays the villain. And he is so over the top camp. It's amazing. And so, yes, I mean, it's a queer cast, queer writer, director, takes place, actually, also, you're going to see a lot of dick and ass in this. Because, hey.
More than I see on a regular basis.
Yeah. So, but it's a really good
want.
It's a very queer film. And it is really good, and it's good body horror. It's gonna make you cringe. And it's great because even the cringe, like the parts that'll make you cringe, like I think some people look like, oh my God, it's so PG-13, but just the thought of what's happening and how they're showing it, it's just like, it's so good.
I am so confused with Slim anyways, I want to see this. Do you know when it comes out? Is it this year?
We'll talk after this.
Oh, all right. I'm curious.
I was gonna say, Liam.
June 4th. Oh no, that's a festival. Never mind.
Liam.
Yes. Hi. I was being nice.
I think it's the biggest queer of us all. What is your queer horror?
I mean, those in glass houses. I've
got a baseball cap on back to front. I am
mask for mask.
Wow.
Mask for mask. He says
right.
breaking down the stereotype one backward hat at a time. He's hat's backward because he's usually backwards.
I thought it was because of the receding hair.
Well, that too. She's got plenty of the lines. Turkey is calling my name, darling. Let me tell you.
She's gonna get that turkey hair and
Would you ever shave it off?
Teeth.
And I don't know if I'd ever shave up. No, because I mean it's not severely bad. It's just like the sides.
No. Yeah, and especially if you coif it right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, that's its problem.
Jesus Christ! All right, you sound good.
No.
Jesus.
Welcome back to another episode of George's Attack on the Pod. Yeah, literally
bullying the twink. How dare you?
I know.
It's about time the twinks got bullied.
Oh.
It's their turn. The rest of us have had to deal with it. So for queer horror, I have went with Rocky Horror Picture Show.
It's a classic.
Wait, Rocky Balboa?
Yeah. It's
I don't like boxing movies. Anyway,
it's a film about Sylvester Stallone, who is also a transvestite.
That's right.
And lives in a mansion.
That's right.
While wanting to be a boxer.
It's so hard.
I mean, the boxing glove. I mean, yeah.
That's fine. Bit of lube. Just
Crisco.
Dump. I was just ready to dump in some Crisco. Good to go.
Anyways.
Yes. So Rocky Horror Picture Show, classic, musical, funny, like kind of a horror.
It was for the time.
Yeah, it was
for the time. The homosexual tendencies were the most horrific.
That would scare anybody off.
Yeah,
that would scare anybody off back in the day. Yes.
So yeah, I had to pick. I was going to choose Bit from 2019.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Because I was like I want to choose something different, but then I was like, but I'm not being true to myself.
I'm happy you watched
Rocky
that.
Horror.
Bit's really good, and I love seeing Natalie Maines in a lead role, and so we had a trans woman story. I mean, it was really good.
Yeah.
I never seen this movie before.
It's on Amazon Prime.
It's really? Because I thought you said tit for a minute. I was like, wait a minute, what? I was like,
I'm not. Stop trying to pressure us to get me boob out again. Jesus.
Sorry, I just want to see them.
Motorboat. Flirt.
No. Yeah, that's right.
Rocky Horror.
What have I become? Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry is a legend.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, George.
Thank you. And also,
George.
Can we shout out the Glee version? That episode was like
no,
absolutely.
No.
Naya Rivera singing science recipes, singing science fiction, iconic. I mean
Mercedes singing Sweet Transvestite was something.
But what was it? What was it? I'm a sweet transvestite. Did they change it?
No, it's a transvestite.
Oh yeah, but they didn't say transsexual. No, a sweet transvestite from sensational. Or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean her vocals.
I mean Ryan Murphy. Out of all the things you've done, you changed that word, and that's going to be the most unproblematic.
Because it was on Fox.
Because it was on Fox. If it was like it was like on FX or
I
whatever.
mean, that entire show is problematic in its own, but classic. But anyway,
and you know what's so crazy is that there's this whole new generation. Well, that might feel like it came out in the 80s, but this is a whole new generation that's like, how dare people enjoy this? This was so problematic. And I was in high school, like, that is hilarious. She sent it to a crack house. Oh,
yeah.
Do it again. Like,
and
I was getting my life watching that show. Now people are like, how dare they watch it? Anyways.
Yeah, it's so some people talk about, but I mean, just the ongoing joke that Lee Michelle can't read to me is just. Do you know this one? There's this rumor.
She can't read.
No, apparently she can't physically read, and people had to feed her the lines on set. And this is honestly, if you search online, Leah Michelle can't read, there is so many videos and like theories about her. And even at people were taking the piss because she was at the Tonys, and they were like doing these videos where she's like not looking at the prompter, and they were like, she's just like making it up because she's not looking at the prompter and she's pretending to look at the prompter because she can't read. Honestly, there is a whole like dark web on it. Anyway, but my queer horror, I mean, I wanted to shout out obviously Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy Revenge, because it's iconic.
Of course.
But I mean, for me, it's Seed of Chucky, because that film is just iconic. And it was the first, fun fact, everybody, I know it's good, people are going to be pissed off. It was the first Chucky film that I ever saw, because it was like in a bargain bin for like £2. And I was like, I'm going to watch this. And I was like, oh my God, what is this film? So I was shocked to go back to Child's Play, because I was like, this is a really different story.
Well, I can't fault you, because the first one I saw was Bride of Chucky. So I was like, and I could have stopped there.
Yeah.
I could have stopped right there, and I would have been completely fine with the life, which is another queer horror. I mean, even though he got his insides torn out, prolapsed asshole and everything was flying on the wind with the bus. Remember that thing? What's his David? I think his name was David.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was bad.
That's Spike Terror. He needed to go.
Yeah.
But Seed of Chucky, I mean, the whole thing is just amazing. The cast are great, and I really hope. And I've been we've been really enjoying the Chucky series, and I loved the shout out. When have you been watching it or not?
Oh my God.
He did a reaction. Are you not?
Sorry.
Apparently George isn't a fan.
Oh no! I love. I mean that Glenn guess again, Daddy, and he's a I love that movie.
And
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's crazy, but I loved when they acknowledged it in the series, and he was like, and I was just like, oh, and it's like, yeah, he was the first original dad who was like, yes, trans rights. We love that.
My God, I love him. Kill the twink.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm not a monster, Jake.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes. Honestly, the fact that Don Mancini, who is an openly gay man, has been able to do the entire, film series aside from that awful 2019 whatever shit that was, but consistent.
Is that the one that Chucky looks like he's special needs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like he looks a bit. No. Let's be real here. He looks a bit difficult. Like he looks different.
That was the buddy doll or whatever they called it.
Yeah, he looks special.
Yeah, but Don Mancini has been so awesome, and I think just seeing the progression and for him to make it even more queer, I just love it, and kudos to that. I have to.
Yeah,
and the Chucky series is great. So
like it's gay.
Yeah.
Like it is, and for the fact that there's such a huge audience, progression.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know that show could not have been made a couple years ago. Like it would have flopped. It would have flopped. Yeah.
Like the fact that Sci-Fi is like, we'll show this, and then their sister network USA is like, we'll show it too, and so it did really good, and we're getting a second season. So I'm really excited.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that people were talking about the Chucky series rather than the I Know What You Did Last Summer series was just gay rights winning.
Well, I mean, I Know What You Did Last Summer series was gay rights, but it was still a shitty series.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
But guys, if you've stayed with us to listen, thank you very much. We've only got 3 more. This is going to be
my God.
This is going to be 2 parts, by the way, for anybody who's watching this right now. This has been split into 2 parts because this is a long ass time.
It's like George on a Saturday night.
Split into 2.
It takes a while to get there?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, everyone's switched off and nobody's watching.
Oh, sorry, darling.
So let's talk. Let's throw it right back to. Obviously, it's called classic horror, but for you, Taka, it was just horror. So let's talk about classic horror.
It's true.
Zavi, tell me.
This is so difficult. I really can't. Wait. Okay, hold on. Because first of all, like, there's Psycho, which is like my first, or like to me, it's like the classic. But then I'm like, oh, I want to say, well, because when you think classic, there's either the horror, like the you know the
classics,
the classic monsters,
Mhm.
and then there's like the Freddys and the Jasons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm gonna, oh God, okay, I'm gonna be basic. I'm gonna be basic because it was mentioned already, but I'm gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street only because, and I'm sure I'm gonna regret this later when I turn off. I know I'm gonna mention. I want to. Anyways, I'll probably blurt it out later. But to me, it's like the mixture of humor and horror. It would be easily believable that Freddy was written by a gay man in the later films because the wit and the way that his certain deliveries in comedy is ridiculous. Like, but for obviously the first one is the one that people, even though I like the third one a little bit more. But
Dream Warriors? Yes.
I'm just thinking of it as a whole when I think about classics. So for me, it's like obviously there's some that are not good, but to me, it's like a whole. I really enjoy those movies, and it's like the veins coming, and it's just like the. I think it's just the way that the kills were so good, and it's just a movie that I feel like needs to be seen by people. Like if you love horror, obviously, we're like, but part 2 is great. I enjoy part 2. I know gay rights, whatever, but I mean, it's just really good. I think the kills were great. I think also the only thing that messed that movie up was the fact that he came out of the nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's like one of those things because I think it was a great film. Part 3 has a great, how's this for a wet dream when he's coming out the things that he says in those movies. Oh, so good. Want to suck face. It's just hilarious. I think that he blends humor and horror very well, where it's like it's not gonna alienate people that I can't do horror, but it's also gonna be like, it has great kills.
And then if you keep going, you'll eventually get to Freddy vs. Jason and more gay rights.
That I went to see in the movie theaters. I was like,
did you feel seen when Kelly Rowland said that?
What kind of faggot walks around I say that every Christmas. Whenever Christmas rolls around, I look in the mirror and I'm like, what kind of faggot walks around in a Christmas sweat? Anyway, I love that movie. Went to bed. There was some great scenes in those movies. Like
that kill was vicious. Oh, with the just like
got your nose. And he's, oh my God, so good. Like the comedy is the comedy for me, honestly. Because obviously there's so many slashers, but I feel like Nightmare on Elm Street is the one that really blends humor. Sometimes some people might say to a fault, but I really enjoy it. I don't know. I like a sarcastic,
good one.
Bitchy.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, Yutaka?
I'm gonna go with a classic for me. I know, so it's kind of old for you all. There is a remake, and I do love the remake. When a Stranger Calls, the original one.
Fuck you. Now I really want to say that one. Anyways.
The original, and the remake though was actually very stylish and really well done.
You're
so
talking
I
about
love
the
them
2006
both.
version, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God. I was the only one I felt like I was the only one that liked that movie.
Oh, I love it. I could watch it over and over, but I love the original. It's just so dark. It's so twisted. And if you can put yourself in a time when we didn't have cell phones or anything like that is generally just, oh my God, terrifying. Mm-hmm. And that whole, it's coming from inside the house. It's like, oh my fucking God, get the fuck out.
That's right.
And you still left your doors open? I've seen.
Okay. Yes, and I still,
version?
Yeah, that was the first one I saw, and then my mum was like, "You need to watch the original." So,
did you like it?
I did. I like both versions of it.
Okay,
but I think I know obviously the original one is like so much dark, and obviously it's the original. So I was like the original, but I think because I saw the 2006 one first, I just kind of like that has like a place in the tiny heart that I have.
I don't blame you.
Such a good one. That house is stunning.
Oh, talk about me wanting houses. That's what started it. Oh.
Poor Rosa.
Maybe Rosa's gone.
Rosa's gone.
I want to know why she kept going back from the main house to that other house. I'm like, no.
I would have been running out the gate.
Yes.
Fuck them kids. I'm not saving nobody. Every bitch for themselves, honey. I'm sorry. They got money to bury them. I don't know.
They could have a good casket. Get them on a.
Because I bet you they just threw Rose in the river.
But yes, so that would be my choice.
That'd be yours. Okay, Liam.
Well, I decided that I wanted to take this opportunity to talk about trauma, generational trauma.
Trauma.
The trauma. Yeah.
Trauma. Halloween. It's a classic.
It is.
It's spawned, obviously. It had all of the follow-ups. It then had like the weird little 90s section in the middle that was still terrible but great. Who didn't love watching Tyra Banks get gutted?
You didn't really get to see her get gutted.
Well, you knew it happened though.
Is the first one your favorite?
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
No, because for me, I mean, I asked this because for me, Scream 3 is my favorite. So that people expect that, you know what I mean? Like people say, so, you know, I always ask, I never know.
I think the second Halloween's my favorite.
Mine's the third.
Yeah.
Season of the Witch, bitch, let me tell you, that film is iconic and it deserves it.
I wish it would have been released as a completely separate entity.
It was the friggin' company's fault for being like, John Carpenter's like, hi, this is going to be a anthology series. And they were like, no, the first one made us so much money, you make another one. And then it just didn't make sense. So anyway.
Yeah. Because I love H2O. I will never apologize for loving it.
That's a good one.
I love it as well.
It's, I mean, from the beginning, so that when they're running, for me, the scene that always gets me is when they're behind the gate and he's trying to pick up the keys and, oh my God, he's just right there. That shit gets me every time. I love that. I love that movie. Michael! Anyway.
Yeah. And then you've
good.
got Resurrection, you know, who was scared? Me too, I was really scared.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back up. You were scared for Resurrection?
Bitch, no, I was doing the Tyra Banks. Who else here is scared? Hence, have you not seen American Next Top Model? Me too. I was really scared.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to do, but it failed. But I think you tackled it.
It did fail.
No,
I was laughing.
I
knew where you were
That's why
going.
I was laughing.
I
was
love everybody that Xavier to get that.
No, but I will say that after he kills Jamie, that scene when he's walking up the corridor and the guys is talking about him, that shit gets me every time. Yeah. I'm like, that's one part that I really like. He's like, and now he's back. And then anyway, it's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, I even liked the first Rob Zombie one.
I did too. I didn't like that second one.
Those were brutal. I was like, God,
my God,
when he killed Octavia Spencer. Oh, have mercy. And she's just like,
how dare he?
I don't like seeing Octavia suffer. I can't.
I love her.
We must protect her at all times.
Right. I need a sequel to Ma, like stat.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I actually reacted to that movie. I saw it in the catalog. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Ma is so great.
It's a lot of fun.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
So yeah, that was classic. George,
mine.
What's classic for you? Because you are a classic.
Thank you. That's actually quite nice.
Like George, like what you should do. Let's wrap it up and let's hear your final classic one.
Bitch.
Is Rent-A-Gob complaining about someone taking their time?
Imagine. My classic.
The hypocrisy.
My classic is a 2019 film. No, I'm joking. It's probably the oldest out of everybody's. It's Night of the Living Dead. That film is
really
absolutely. That film is iconic. I love George A. Romero so much. I mean, he lost his way towards the end, bless him. But those first few films, I mean, I really enjoyed Die the Dead, but the first three were just iconic. I mean, obviously, Dawn of the Dead is fantastic, but Night of the Living Dead, the story, what it's talking about, the ending. I did. Not last year, the year after before, on my channel, I did like these watch-alongs where basically, not reactions because I couldn't bother editing 30 videos, but people joined in and we just watched it together, synced it up and watched films, and we watched Night of the Living Dead, and we were living for Barbara because she is just the most inconvenient woman to have in any situation, but we love her. She's just the best.
She looked fabulous.
She looked amazing, and God bless her, she had no idea what was going on. But then that ending where everyone's like, is that the end? And you're like, absolutely. That's the ending. And it's just, I mean, it's fantastic. And obviously it gave us the most iconic line of "They're coming to get you, Barbara," which I love so much. And it's going to be on my gravestone that says, "They came to get me, Barbara." So Night of the Living Dead, it really rejuvenated what zombies were, sort of taken away from more of like the voodoo style and then into like these creatures just being like undead beings, and then that kind of catapulted it to a new level. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and then they did a couple of remakes. They did a 90s remake and then they did another one, and there was
the remake wasn't too bad. I mean, it had Tony Todd in it and I enjoyed it.
Tony Todd's iconic. I'll only forgive Tony Todd for.
I'm not saying it's great, but I enjoyed it.
I have so many zombie movies that I have to watch.
I'll give you a good list.
Yeah, it's the ones that run for me. I just can't.
You need to watch 28 Days Later.
Have mercy, fix it, Jesus. Because I'm not running unless there's a sale somewhere. I mean,
if it was.
I only run for pizza.
All right. Wait a minute. A dainty lady like yourself, this should not run.
Well, I mean, sometimes a dainty lady needs a good slice of pizza. So we say it's running. It's more like
somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was flat.
She is a fat cunt.
Those old lady maiden shoes. Just should have put them back on the rack. Anyway.
But yeah, Night of the Living Dead for me is iconic. So 2 more to go. These two were actually including of Mr. Xavi, who's we had to talk about them. We're going with Home Invasion.
Home Invasion. Oh, I already have the perfect one for me. I'm so excited.
I know mine.
I have mine.
You see, because I mean, I'm gonna be basic here.
Well, it's what we've come to expect from you so far for the last 2 hours.
That's right. That's right. No, he's not wrong. But wait a minute, because I could say The Strangers because it's the one that really fucking got me. But then there's like, and I'm gonna say The Strangers.
It's a good one though.
It's a great. I mean, I think it's very effective. I think again, it's like I could say you could say it's a slow burn because it's like nothing really happens, but I think the payoff is kind of fabulous for me because it's like everybody's fucked. We're not going anywhere. Nobody's coming to get us. Just give up. Because let me tell you something. I would have ran into that knife because you're not gonna fuck with me. It's like it's so effective because there's no reasoning. There's no motive. There's no backstory, which is like you would think that, but it's just like, why y'all doing this? Like, leave me alone, please. And it's like, no, we're gonna get you because you said because was it? Because you were home.
Yeah.
That shit haunts me.
Line.
Because it's so I watch a lot of like I don't know if y'all do this because this is kind of sick, but I watch like 911
calls.
Yeah,
absolutely, all the time. Halle Berry.
And it's like this one with this old lady. This is so sick and twisted, but this is old lady. She's like, "There's somebody in my house. There's somebody in my house. There's somebody breaking." And the lady's like, "Okay, where you at?" And then all you hear is silence, and then somebody just bolts in and butchers her, and the call just ends. And that's what it reminds me of because there's like no context. There's like no. That shit is sick. I am sick. Yeah, I am. Yeah, kind of sick. Yeah. But it's dark, and I feel like that's the thing that makes that movie so stand out for so many people. And it's just like the things in the back when he walks in the back and all that stuff. And I'm like, oh, fix it, Jesus.
Or like I still like triple check my doors if I'm home alone. Like
that movie did something for a lot of people because it just feels there's no dramatics, there's no over the topness. There's just like these people that want you dead. And I live for that, but I can't watch it. I saw it once and that's it because I saw it as a kid in a sleepover and they wanted to watch this shit. I'm like, I'm not watching this. Like, once that bitch roll up in the back, no man. Like, y'all ain't doing this to me. And he just rejected her, and I was like, girl, this is sad. This is sad.
Liv Tyler should come back in the third one. They were going to bring it back, and then it's got too long. And then
you know what? I'm sorry. Another honorable mention. It's not a home invasion. It's like a hotel invasion. It's Vacancy.
Ooh, yes.
That shit fucked me up. I didn't stay hotels. To this day I can't stay in. It has to be like a cute hotel. Like I can't be with connecting doors and all that. No. We're not doing that. That shit, when they saw those tapes and it's so dark. It's sad. It's dark. That's the one that I was trying to think of, but anyway.
No, it's crazy. Have you seen just remind me then when you're talking about 911 tapes, have you seen that? Has anyone seen that Ring footage of that guy asking, who says, like, I was just, and he's talking to himself at this person's door and nobody answers, so he starts walking away. And he says, I just wanted to go in. I just wanted to let the lady inside let me in because I'm going to rape and murder her. And it's this, I've honestly never felt more sick than that video.
And he's just so casual.
So casual. And he's like prepping it and he's like, are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure? Honestly, it's horrifying. I didn't even want to ring doorbell because of it.
That's the reason why I had one. Because
I didn't want to know what's on the other side of the door.
I need to see. Because if you want to rape and kill me, like you need to be hot. I need to know who the fuck is gonna, listen. I don't that shit. I remember watching that. I think it's in Vegas. Yeah. And I was like, and the guy's just like, here's the bag, and the guy was at work. The husband was at work, and he calls, and he answers, he comes back, and it's like, oof, it's so dark. Can you imagine you're minding your sexy business and somebody just wants to no.
So I'm waiting for that to come to film because I can imagine it would be.
God.
Yeah. Honestly, it's horrific.
Taco's just like disgusting.
Yeah. Go on then, you Taco. What's your home invasion life story? Because
not yet. I'm waiting for it. Happen?
That's why he's doing it.
Yes.
Oh no.
So I've got two because one, I got to give a shout out to The Collector.
Oh no.
Because all the traps in the house and just everything. Oh, it's so good.
When that sick fuck tore him open and put those roaches up to. Oh my god, I can't. Anyway,
but I'm gonna go with a more kind of fun home invasion. I know, because it comes from a Missouri director who we all know I love, and that's Simon Barrett's You're Next. Because it's one of the few films that also takes place in Missouri and stars the legendary Barbara Crampton. And it also has one of the best final girls who just kicks some ass.
I have yet to see that movie. I know.
I think you'd actually like it because yes, it's a home invasion, but think of it as a Home Alone.
Home Alone with blood.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
And
Home Alone, if what happened,
Macaulay Culkin grew up and was a hot woman.
Real.
Yeah.
Oh.
Traps were real, and she turns the tables and she kicks ass.
So kind of like a Ready or Not-ish kind of vibe?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would give it that.
He was fabulous.
Yeah. Yes. That's what this.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely more. It's definitely home invasion. But I just love it. It's so good, and the kills, and
it is a great film. It is. Liam,
go ahead, George. Give us energy.
It's so good, guys. You're gonna love it. I promise.
Honestly,
guys, it's like really good. So,
such a dick.
Liam,
speaking of dicks, I've went with Funny Games, but the US remake.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think the US remake is one of the rare remakes that actually works.
Agreed.
Michael Pitt and Brady Corbett. Terrifying. But I also very much sexually attracted to them.
Absolutely, Michael Pitt.
Wait a minute, I gotta look this up.
And it's got Naomi Watts.
Yeah.
Tim Roth.
Tim Roth. It's a great cast.
It's a good cast.
And it's a gorgeous house.
Oh my God, so pretty.
Yeah, that house is pretty. Right there on the water.
Oh, that's my dream.
Just some water to drown in. Oh, yeah. Beautiful.
Oh my.
Okay. I could watch this film multiple times, even though it's disgusting. It's great. Yeah, like I couldn't recommend it highly enough.
What was the original one? Is the original one like what is the
German?
Lord.
I don't think
not
I've
in that cold ass language. You're gonna wait a minute. Hold on. So it's a home invasion and German.
Mm-hmm.
No ma'am. No, because that German sounds cold. Like there's a, like maybe watching like rough porn and all that stuff, but not allegedly. Anyways,
yes,
of course.
allegedly.
It's fine for leather daddies,
Yes,
not
that's
for
right.
home invasion horrors.
That's right. That's right.
No, but no. Rewatch. People should watch the remake. It's great. It's great. It's such a good. He done such a good job. I believe it was the same person as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That I don't know.
Yeah. It was like the same director. He just did a shot-for-shot remake, but in American.
Oh.
It's
picked a
great.
great again that cast.
There's some people that will refuse to watch a movie if it's like in a different language because they don't want to read subtitles. Which I'm like, okay, work, but girl,
that's a shame. There's so many good horror films out there.
So many, so many good content that people are missing out on because of refusing to read subtitles. So this isn't. So me now saying, don't watch the subtitles.
What's the remake?
I mean, if you said it yourself, it was a shot-for-shot remake. So I guess
it is exactly.
Yeah.
It's a shot-for-shot remake with really good actors. And I think the actors. I think why I gravitate more towards this one is because I think people like Naomi Watts and Tim Roth, but the actors, all four of them, I think they've really elevated the material slightly more than
the original,
what we got on the first time round. So that's why I prefer this version.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I only saw this film because I never used to do films in school, but my friend did, and I used to just get bored and just go in to the class. And this film was one of the films.
You could do that?
Well, nobody else could do it, but I could, because
Oh, okay.
Stunning and sexy.
Because I was the Regina George in school, so I just walked in. So and this film,
he was bullied.
I've actually
I just
never
thought
been
he
bullied
was
in my life. Actually.
Working for the grades.
Well, that too.
No, he was bullied. The teachers felt sorry for him. They just let him do what he wanted. They were like,
it was in sixth form, which is like, you you guys don't have it over there, do you? It's like what happens after high school. We start high school earlier than you. But basically, so it's when you're like 16 to 17 years of age, okay? And anyway, that's by the by. I watched this film in a class that I wasn't supposed to be in, and I'm so glad I did because I got a real obsession with it when I first watched it. Even to the point where the film teacher is like, this is unhealthy, because I was like, I want to walk around in a tennis outfit like the killers do. So yeah, it was a lot. But
I would have quit. If I would be like, no, not in my classroom.
Yeah,
no ma'am.
I would have booted your ass out.
You're expelled.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna go with Last House on the Left because
the original one or the remake.
And
I feel like he has an
He's not seen the original. So.
I have seen
the original.
No, I have seen the original, but I'm talking about the remake. I'm sorry, Res Craven.
That's really dark. I don't like rape. I really don't like rape scenes. Those are hard. And rape and when they kill animals. Can't do it. Anyways.
It's a lot. But Last House on the Left is just, I think they're both great. Obviously, the original is dark as fuck, but I really enjoyed the remake as well. And it's just so good. And it was one of the ones that I can't watch it all the time because I'm like, it's difficult to watch sometimes. I'm like literally like, oh.
Have you seen Mother's Day?
Yes, I have seen Mother's Day. Yes,
that's the movie that's really hard for me to watch.
Yeah, that is.
There's scenes in that movie because I was like, oh, is it gonna be a comedy about these mama's boys? Girl, I was gagged. I was like, no, we're not doing this today. No, it was dark, and that mother. Oh Lord, I can't. Anyways, so good.
I forgot about that film. That film's great.
Really good. It's really twisted.
Good film.
Jessica Ann Wall.
Is that who it is? I can't even remember.
I don't know.
Like she plays the daughter.
Yeah, I'm bad with names, y'all.
From her from True Blood, and then
her name's Deborah Ann Wall.
Deborah Ann Wall. That's it.
Yeah. Not Deborah Logan.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
She's been taken. Yeah. Let's move on then to the final. If you've made it this far, Jesus Christ, you're a savior.
Well done, you.
This is the final one. This is body horror.
So excited about this one.
Zavi, tell me.
I had a few, and knowing what I know now, I would have pissed you off because I have a list, and Hellraiser is up there. as a body horror.
Oh,
Let me tell you something. When he has the strings attached to him in that last scene, when they
pull him, yeah,
and when he's collecting the bodies, and it's just the practical. It's not the one I'm choosing, but it's really like number 2 for me because it is so nasty. Like, and she's just making out with this man and all wet and bloody, and she's like, "Oh yeah, turn me on." I'm like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" But it's like it's really sick, and I think it's a great film. If nobody's ever seen Hellraiser, you might hate it, George. But I think if you love horror, 80s horror, that is just, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And just it's so good. But personally, I picked because it made me gag a little bit. Cabin Fever.
Ooh,
It's nasty. I don't like things where infections and, like, again with Contracted, I don't like things where, because I've heard stories of like, oh my god, this person shaved with an old razor and their whole skin, and that makes my skin itch and crawl. So when I remember watching this movie, another one with the wet pussy, and he thinks like, oh my god, I'm turning her on. She's oh my gosh, she loves this. No ma'am, it's blood, it's death crawling up inside of her. And when she's shaving and it's like skin just collects and builds, oh my god. Those are the types of movies that I will not sit through. Like, again, I watched Tusk recently. Who the fuck decided to make that movie? That's sick. There should be a
Kevin Smith.
Oh Lord, have mercy, honey. When he put the noses and all. Oh my god, it's so sick. But yeah, those types of movies where it's like body parts and coming apart and just like disintegrate, like rotting. Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, those are body horrors that I just cannot do at all.
Absolutely.
I get that.
Thanks to Jesus.
Yeah. Yutaka?
Yeah.
Okay, I kind of have 2 as well. So this is going to be my platform to tell you should all watch. It's a movie called Audition. It's a Japanese horror film. It is body horror.
I've heard of this. Yes.
And I saw your reaction to Perfection, so I could only imagine. There aren't bugs in this, though. There aren't bugs, but there are some body parts in this. And I think the way a director once phrased it to me, think of it as a rom-com. But sadly, these men are like Harvey Weinstein, and this woman is getting revenge.
Well, it's kind of like Hard Candy.
Yes. Yes.
Love that film.
So it is. I mean, just the I remember when it first came out, and the DVD cover is just this Asian woman, Japanese woman looking back with the gloves and the string, and I'm like, oh yes, work, fabulous.
I saw the gloves and I thought it was gonna be a different type of horror.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have that, and then for another body horror film is, well, now I lost it because I went on this beautiful rant about Audition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Audition's a good one. So,
and I mean, let's not forget Slither. I guess you can't mention body horror without Slither.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately,
I remember now.
Okay,
it's a Rob Zombie film. House of a Thousand Corpses.
No, ma'am. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie.
And welcome to Fish Boy.
Oh my god. That man, let me just tell you, that man is sick.
Absolutely.
I remember watching The Devil's Rejects.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And I remember this is really sick. I remember being a little bit turned on.
By Rob Zombie or
no. What's his name? The one with the long hair. Do you know how I'm talking about? The mind.
Wait, who?
This is so sick. Oh my god. One of those rejects.
He's got like long blonde hair.
He kind of turned me on. Not gonna lie.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's because I have a proclivity for dirty men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Guys
Different
that look
strokes.
I think that's.
Yes.
I want to say it's Bill Moses. No, it's not Bill Moses. But
no, not the clown. Not the clown.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I mean, hey,
your taste.
No, but yeah, I remember watching this one. I was like, why am I a little bit turned on by this man? I saw professional help that day. Yeah. But it was sick. It was sick.
Anyway. A lot, absolutely. Liam, what about you?
So I'm gonna take a leaf out of your book and go basic and say The Fly.
Ooh.
Because I mean, come on, Jeff Goldblum, perfection.
He is.
And Gina Davis,
Mm-hmm.
she is an icon. She's a legend.
She
She's
is
gay
one.
rights.
Cutthroat Island.
I didn't want to be too basic and say the full sentence. Like, yeah, if you're going to talk about body horror, like, you can't not have The Fly in the conversation.
And The Thing. Those are movies that I feel like are like, you know.
Oh, House of Wax. No.
Oh my God.
David Cronenberg knows body
They're doing
horror.
things to bodies, so technically it could be a body horror. And Paris Hilton is basically a dead body in it, so
she deserves an Oscar for that performance, and she deserves an EGOT for that performance. All of them.
That's right.
All of the above. That blue juicy couture, honey, she knew what she was doing.
Oh, I missed the early 2000s.
Oh, me too. And the horror was so good,
wasn't it?
And the flip phones.
And the
I
Motorola
love the
Razr.
phone.
Bring them back, guys. Samsung's doing it, isn't it?
And I remember the cover of
one.
When a Stranger Calls is the flip phone, like
Yeah.
she's holding onto the flip.
And One Missed Call, the remake. Oh, so yeah.
I've never seen that one.
Oof.
Is that the one with the three with the mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard of that one.
0% rating on
0%
Rotten Tomatoes.
I like it.
Oh, I do too. It's a guilty pleasure, but it's
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad. But it's
Who
got
cares?
gay icon Margaret Cho, so you gotta like it a little.
Margaret Cho is in it?
Mhm.
Oh, just saw Fire Island. Anyways,
Oh, so good.
yeah,
I loved Fire Island.
it's rich. George?
I haven't watched it.
Oh,
Oh,
But that is, yeah, but that,
Oh my God, George, you're awful.
so you know how on this channel we're always saying gay rights? George isn't
he's
saying
the
gay
straight
rights.
man of the bunch.
I
Yeah.
told you, I wasn't lying. Oh, I've gone with
Get me a pint of Stella.
the Americans won't get it.
A pint of Stella.
Stella
Yeah.
Artois. What is
Yes,
it?
Stella Artois.
Yes.
That everywhere else in the world is like really posh, but in the UK we call it wife beater because it's what people who beat their wives drink.
Oh,
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Lord have
My
mercy.
stepdad gave had bought Stella for the party last night at his and my mum's, and my little brother was like, "Oh, do you want Stella?" I was like, "Oh, we're beating our wives later."
Great. But talking about beating some things, this beat my head left,
Oh.
right, and center. This is the human centipede.
Oh,
But can we
Of
talk
course.
about how, to me, I don't know if this says a lot about me as a person, that the thing that made me feel sick the most was the cutting the ligaments of the kneecaps, because when he said they can't get up, I mean, he had a gorgeous pool in the house, but that film, I remember hearing about it in school. People were talking about, they're like, "Have you heard about this film? It's about a guy who's like trying to stick," and I just couldn't imagine it. And so I went home and watched it, and I wish that I had never heard of said film, because
If you were in this situation, who would you want to be?
oh.
who would play her?
Who would play her? Like, would you want to be the front?
You've
Yes,
got to be
the
the front,
front.
surely.
The
Who?
front.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
there's
don't wanna
some
be
people
the-
out there who want to be the middle.
George? Oh, no. Because I'm like, well, because I don't want to, I mean, I feel bad that somebody has to eat my shit, but I don't want to eat your shit. Well, anyways, yeah.
Like, it's,
I would be very selfish in that situation, and I would be fully wanting to be the front. I'd be like, no, I want the food. I don't care about them fuckers.
Yeah. Because what if it was you three and
oh my
somebody has to decide who's going to eat my shit? Like,
They're both eating my shit. Like,
okay,
there is no question in this matter. I am the front.
okay.
Clearly, George is in the middle. And then Yutaka, as the short ass of the group, is at the back.
Sounds
but
good
then
to me.
it wouldn't. Oh, I don't know. Yeah. But I can't even. That's made me feel even more. I don't want to see thinking of that film again, because that's
Since
just,
you know that you know you both are white, you'd be alive. I would probably be like a victim and be killed off screen. So I wouldn't be in
Excuse me,
equation.
the front man of that trio is Asian.
Oh my God, is he really?
Yes, and then it's two white girls behind him. So Asian rights.
Wait, did you just say the Asian guy was in the front?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think I am in the movie. I'll be in the front.
And I guess
Thanks, you two Asian women, or you two white women.
We're the two white women. But yeah, that film, I mean, and then the third one was terrible, but the second one also was just horrific.
I can't believe you actually watched all three.
I was really
watched all three.
Yeah. It was
great. The second one,
the sandpaper one's
in the factory.
Yeah, it's in black and white, and he's got the sandpaper and he's jerking off with.
Yeah, and then
the baby.
The baby.
Wait, he's jerking off the baby?
No, don't jerk off a baby. That's a different girl. Let's not get cancelled. It's no, he's got sandpaper and he's jerking off to the first film with the sandpaper.
Fuck out of here.
It's horrific, and he wants to recreate it because it's very meta.
Turned on.
Yeah,
and he's fully
and then he goes to do it himself, and he's not. And it says, because the first one said 100% medically accurate, and then the second one said 100% inaccurate. And it was basically this guy who decided he wanted to do it, and he gets like 12 people, and a woman's pregnant, and girl,
and I thought Anal Without Lube was bad. This is sick.
The second one is horrible.
This is like the modern age 2 girls, 1 cup. Nobody wants to see this.
Modern age.
Yeah. It came out at the same time.
I mean, that.
Did they?
And did y'all see the guy that shoved the jar?
Oh, one man, one jar.
George?
I feel like every time, I feel like ZZAVID is a news correspondent because he'd be like, George?
Back to you, George.
Based on a true story. My story's been told. But yeah, the human centipede, like the first one, I mean, the second one, I would never be able to watch again because it is just so horrific. But the first one is just, it's such an insane film that you just think, how did this guy think it up?
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Tapped.
It's horrific. So yeah. And what a way to end the human centipede.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is dark side. This is dark.
Guys, let us know in the comments below. Would you be the front, the back, or the middle of the human centipede? We really want to know that.
That's right.
I don't want to respond to those comments. No.
Well, I guess just take Just for Men or something, and then you'll be fine. If you're in the back or something, it's like
exactly. You get that. Fiber. Get that book deal. But yes, we want to say, of course, a huge thank you very much to ZZAVID for sticking with us for 3 hours.
I thank y'all for putting up with my foolishness. Thank guys. I am obsessed. I love it. I thank you for having me.
No, it was honestly, and you are welcome back anytime. We had so much fun, and thank you very much everybody for watching. Again, this was in 2 parts, so if you stuck around to watch the second part, thank you very much. Thank you to my amazing co-hosts Yutaka and Liam for indulging me with all the shit that they have to put up with, and thanks to me for being me.
Whoa.
And as always, if you'd like this video to get to like,
wait.
Oh, go on.
Are you not gonna let him promote his channel?
Yes, I was about to say it. You didn't let me finish my sentence, and then Liam started talking. Then this bitch over here is doing sign language, like we're in the middle of a bloody midnight screening of a film.
She will not take it any longer.
Had it officially.
I can't wait for you to edit this.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna leave all this in.
Good.
This shows the realness of we're real people, guys. We're not just influencers.
We're not just hot and sexy. We're like y'all too.
Yeah,
hot and sexy.
Oh, George.
Nobody looks at this panda over here and says hot and sexy.
Says you. You don't know.
Thank you. But
some people like themselves a little Yutaka. I don't know who.
Lord have mercy.
As I was saying, thank you very much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Click that notification bell so you never miss an episode. And ZZAVID, where can the people find you?
Christian Mingle. Yes, that's right. No, but y'all can find me.
I thought it was farmers.
Farmers only? That's right. That's right. Horsey. No. But anyways, y'all can find me on YouTube, on Twitter, and Instagram at ZZAVID double Z or double Z and AVID. And y'all can, it's just me reacting to movies being rotted and gutted and making dick and pussy jokes for the people to enjoy.
It's
a good time.
It's the best. And if you haven't seen it, then where the fuck have you been? Because yes, Yutaka.
Can I just do a plug and have everyone watch his He's All That video? Because that reaction was
it's not horror, but
it's iconic.
No.
It's horror.
It's horror.
That's horror. It is so iconic. And
you want to talk about body horror? Watching Addison Rae try and act, girl.
Kourtney Kardashian on that Peloton. Whew.
Honey. Oh my God, honey. I'm telling you, it was a tragedy.
So please, people, check that one out because I was in stitches.
Oh my Lord.
That's right. Amazing. But we'll put all of the links in the description below for you because some of you are probably lazy. So we will do that there. And yes, don't forget, you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We are at The Horror Hour TV. Please do not forget to stay tuned because there's a lot. We say this all the time, but we're not lying. There's a lot of more content coming, a lot more reactions, reviews, interviews, and
lots of them.
Yeah. So,
and can I just plug something else?
Absolutely,
George.
Y'all's review of Valentine, I was dying because I love that movie and watching George try and. Anyway, it was a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, it was. If you haven't seen that, check it out. That was a film. Right. Yeah, that's absolutely.
Right. That was a film. How dare you?
So rotted.
It was good. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Horror Hour. See you next time.